All right, folks. Again, good morning and welcome to Infosim's Global Webinar Day. Today's topic is Infosim and Extreme partner to add deeper insight to network visibility. My name is Paul Kraczynski. I'm the Director of Strategic Sales here in North America, and I will be moderating today's event. Also, joining us from our main office in Austin, Texas, our CEO, Dr. Andrew Tiedeman. Good morning, Andrew.
There we go. Good morning, Paul.
I think we've all had our coffee, or at least attempting to drink it right now, so good morning. And also joining myself and Andrew is Rudy Millian, the Senior Product Manager and one of our long-term partners from Extreme Network. Again, good morning, Rudy.
Morning, Paul. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good this morning. So before we jump in here and I hand over controls to Andrew and Rudy, I just wanted to go over a couple housekeeping items so we can move to the next slide here. Perfect. We do encourage questions, but everybody will be in a listen-only mode for the duration of the presentation, but please go ahead, log your questions into the Global Webinar portal, and we will address those towards the end. And also, please remember an archive version of today's presentation will be made within about 24 hours, so you can jump on our website and download that, share that with your friends as well. So, without further ado, I'd like to get started, and I will go ahead and hand over controls to you, Andrew.
Well, thank you, Paul, and good morning to everyone who's joined us. We do have a number of people who have joined us that are new to Infosim and StableNet, so I'll give a quick introduction to who we are and what we do. Infosim has been successful in the market since 2003. We are a privately held company, service our customers worldwide with our unified network management insurance software solution called StableNet. We have branches in Würzburg, Germany, where we have our global headquarters, in Singapore, and in Austin, Texas, where we cover Canada, the United States, and Latin America. Okay, slide's not sliding. There we go. Mind you, PowerPoint is not part of our product portfolio. So, in the recent release of the EMA radar, the Enterprise Hybrid Infrastructure Management radar has acknowledged an evolution in enterprise network availability monitoring system market. Over the last decade, these solutions have expanded and evolved their scope from solutions that focus exclusively on the network to solutions that provide visibility into the full data center stack and out into the public cloud. Infosim has particularly excelled at infrastructure discovery, fault isolation, and troubleshooting. It offers solid integrations with third-party IT management solutions, as you will see later in the presentation. New technologies that bring new challenges to managing a network are things like ever-expanding network requirements, bringing your own device, and unplanned connection of vast IoT devices, which can range from coffee machines to refrigerators, and this goes as far as actually vehicles passing your facility outside trying to connect to your network and get access to the internet. This leads to various security and scalability concerns. Large part of the problem is the lack of standardization, as each solution provides their own tools, which all bring unique challenges to the NOC. These challenges drive the power of StableNet and clearly shows its superiority to comparable tools. With automation, we can access work processes that does no longer require a person to actually get active in it. We can save time. And future developments, which we're currently working on, we're looking at automating config changes via AI. In flexibility and customization, we can integrate into other products anything that basically has an interface and can be monitored. We can interface and monitor it, and if we monitor it, we can optimize on it. We provide a REST API for both north and southbound connections. And with the flexibility, we can generate reports over various vendors and scripts subject to business process needs. All this in a unified solution, which is vendor agnostic and provides a global data model that we use. And it spans networks and systems and provides unified views. All this with a scalability that has no artificial limits, since we do utilize agent concepts where we deploy agents to various locations. StableNet, as such, is a truly unified service assurance platform that delivers the ability to perform intelligent and automated discovery, performance, fault and configuration management from one friendly user interface. Key here is to understand that StableNet is built on one unified code. There are no plugins or additional third-party software necessary to fulfill the full functionality required in a network management solution. In fault and alarming is where the automation actually comes into full play. StableNet can be quicker to respond to a problem than any person possibly could on a global basis. In performance, we monitor the SLAs and ensure that you are getting or providing the services that are promised. Configuration can back up and restore the configuration to the network for thousands of devices at a time, providing the confidence you need to maintain system integrity. These are not individual software packages that struggle to exchange data, but is part of the unified solution. And why do I stress that? That's predominantly for the new people that are joining our webinar, is that it's key to understand that with StableNet, you're putting a platform in place that covers the needs of the network management without having to add other software modules to it. But we don't have separate modules that have to be glued together, that have to be somehow artificially linked, but it's one code, and this code is built for scalability. Here's an example of various reports that we can generate. This is important to understand that these views can be adapted to the requirements of whichever user is looking at it and what's being monitored. So typically, people sitting in a NOC will be seeing entirely different reports generated than people that are predominantly monitoring the facility or any piece of the other infrastructure that they have. And with that, I hand over to Rudy.
Yeah, Rudy here. I'll go ahead. I'll make you presenter. And thank you very much, Andrew, for reviewing StableNet. It's a very powerful platform. And Rudy, we're interested to learn how Extreme has leveraged the functionality of StableNet.
Hold on, Paul.
Can you please return the presentation rights to Andrew? And Andrew will drive the presentation on my side.
Yeah, Andrew's going to keep going. Excellent.
Yes.
Carry on, gentlemen.
Yeah, Andrew is on a roll, so I figure I might as well let him keep going.
Absolutely. Okay, very good.
Okay, thank you very much, Paul and Andrew. So for my part of the presentation, I'm going to share with you why Extreme chose to partner with Infosim and why we built our Visibility Manager solution around StableNet. So Visibility Manager is our packet broker configuration and management solution. And what that means is that we need to have a solution that enables us to cater to our customers' needs. The packet broker specifically is a component of the visibility infrastructure that plays a critical role in how we deliver traffic from the network to the analytics tools. So it's important for customers to understand the visibility infrastructure status and performance. StableNet is, as Andrew just showed you before, an excellent infrastructure monitoring solution. So for us, it was more or less a no-brainer to use StableNet as part of Visibility Manager to deliver insight into what the visibility infrastructure is doing. So that was one factor. The second factor in our choice is accelerate time to solution. In our market, we need to move fast so we can stay ahead of the curve. In order to do so, we decided, well, we were going to be focusing on our solution-specific features and build those on top of a flexible and extendable NMS foundation. StableNet is that foundation for us. In our initial integration, we found StableNet to be flexible and extensible. And the third factor in our choice is responsiveness. Yeah, sorry, you're a couple of slides ahead. Back, yeah. That's okay. Right. So yeah, so we're talking about the third column there, which is the responsiveness of our needs to be responsive to customers. So what Extreme is a very responsive to its customers. So what we need in a partner is an equally responsive organization, and someone that can take on the same challenges we take on and can act like an extension of our in-house team. Infosim has proven to be that engaged, agile partner that enables us to keep up with our customers. And this is really what's making our partnership a successful one. Okay. Now, a quick introduction into Extreme Networks. So we are a global networking solutions provider serving customers in over 80 countries. And with last year's Avaya and Brocade technology acquisitions, Extreme Networks is now number 3 in market share. Extreme is the only pure play end-to-end networking solutions vendor in the market today, and our portfolio includes wireless, campus, and data center solutions. The Extreme Network Packet Broker is part of the data center solutions portfolio, and Visibility Manager specifically is one of the visibility software products. Now let's zoom into the packet broker's place in the network. The packet broker sits between the production network and the analytics tools. Its job is to aggregate, replicate, and load balance network traffic for the analytics tools. And for this, we deploy a number of solutions. We have a hardware packet broker, the SLX 9140, the 9240, and the SLX 9850, and the MLXC. And we also have a virtual packet broker and a virtual tapping solutions. All these different packet broker options can be deployed either on their own or interconnected in a 2-tiered architecture. Now, the virtual solution, along with the session director and visibility manager, are software components to the packet broker portfolio. The session director specifically does add specialized features such as deduplication and mobile subscriber traffic load balancing. And again, the visibility manager is responsible for managing the whole deployment of packet broker solutions. However, coming back to the packet broker's place in the network, you can see the packet broker plays a critical role in the visibility infrastructure. It's responsible for delivering every single packet that's relevant to the analytics tools. So if the packet broker fails to do its job, all the analysis tools are compromised. Therefore, customers need to monitor the packet broker itself to get insight into how it's performing. And with StableNet, Visibility Manager enables customers to build trust in the visibility infrastructure. StableNet gives customers insight into how the packet broker is performing. Is the system up? Are the ports up? How much traffic is arriving at the packet broker? How much traffic is leaving the packet broker? Are we dropping any packets in the process? How are the optics performing? StableNet will answer all these questions on demand or in a scheduled report. In addition, customers can configure StableNet to send notifications when key performance indicators exceed defined thresholds that make sense, that are meaningful to the customer. Now, taking a closer look at the Visibility Manager and StableNet integration, the solution has 3 components. The Visibility Manager app is the component that provides that simplified packet broker provisioning interface. Then there's the StableNet component itself, which provides insight into the visibility infrastructure. However, we also use this solution to provide authentication, role-based access, etc. And then the third component is a set of extensions and templates. And these extensions enable StableNet to discover the Extreme packet brokers and also collect statistics, relay configuration commands from the Visibility Manager app to the packet broker hardware, software, etc. On the surface, this looks fairly complex. However, Infosim completed the initial integration work with us in just 2 weeks. So StableNet delivered the extensibility and flexibility we needed, and Infosim showed the agility we were looking for. However, the story doesn't end there. We knew from the start that the integration work would not be a one and done kind of effort. We fully expected that we would need to be responsive to customer needs, quickly adjust and deliver enhancements that customers are asking for. In this case, we have a customer with a large packet broker deployment. They selected our solution because we have a cost-effective solution that meets their needs. However, as we were preparing for the deployment, we realized we were missing an on-demand reporting capability to support customers' specific workflow. We had all the historical data. We could plot over time, but we could not report on what was happening right in the moment, right now. In working with Infosim on this challenge, it turned out that the enhancement we needed was already on StableNet's roadmap, but it was planned for later release that would have been too late for the initial deployment. However, Infosim took on the challenge and working closely with our Extreme team on the specific requirements for the customer, Infosim delivered the enhancements in time for the initial deployment. Now, this is the type of engagement and that enables us to keep our end of the commitment to customer responsiveness. And really, this is what makes our partnership successful. So thanks very much for working with us, Andrew, and that's the end of my section. Quick note here about if you want more details about Extreme Networks and specifically around the packet broker solution, you can follow these URLs. Back to you, Andrew and Paul.
Yeah, thank you very much, Rudy. If you want to flip back to that slide just previous, along with that information, we actually have uploaded some documents here to the portal. So if you check in the handouts drop down, there's going to be the Extreme Visibility Manager datasheet. And we also added a PDF of today's webinar as well. And then, of course, we have Infosim's resources here, as we see on this slide. We do have a couple questions. You guys up to answering a couple questions?
Yes.
Excellent. First question, I guess this would be for you, Rudy. Is Extreme Visibility Manager available for all Extreme devices?
Extreme Visibility Manager is indeed available for all devices. The way the product is designed, however, is mainly to manage the packet broker solution. However, as you saw in the presentation, the packet broker hardware is the same hardware we would deploy as a switch or as a router. So the OS is the same, therefore StableNet can recognize those same devices and deliver the same kind of features for all those applications as well. So whether you're deploying an SLX 9240 as a switch or as a packet broker, you can get the same benefits from StableNet in those use cases.
Okay, very good. Another question, can Extreme Visibility Manager be extended from an existing StableNet deployment?
Yes. So again, there's the Visibility Manager solution is very targeted as very specific application, the packet broker application. However, if you were in a customer environment where the customer likes a solution and they would like to extend the benefit of StableNet to other devices in their network, they can purchase additional licenses from us as part of that solution and add those devices under management. They wouldn't be functioning as packet broker, but that's okay. They'd be still the customer will still get the same benefits of the insight into those devices that they get from monitoring the packet brokers.
Right, that sounds like that might be a collaborative effort between Infosim and Extreme and the end user. So, okay, excellent.
Right.
Okay. Okay, well, we don't have any more questions. So what we're going to do is go ahead and begin to close up the session. Any last remarks from you, Rudy or Andrew?
None for me, Paul. Thanks very much. Andrew?
No further comments. Look forward to hearing from anybody who's been attending this event. If you have questions, feel free to send them to us and we'll take care of it.
Is the sun rising yet in Austin, Texas?
No, it's not.
It's very early.
And
okay.
It's extremely early.
Well, thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining.
No pun intended, right?
And thank you, everybody on the call, for attending. Like we mentioned earlier, a recording of today's webinar will be made available in about 24 hours. Just jump on our website. And feel free to check out other webinars as well, or any of our resources. And if you do have a question, don't hesitate to reach out, drop us an email, or Extreme. In this case, feel free to reach out to them as well. And if you're not on our global webinar invitation list, feel free to reach out to newsletter@infosim.net, and we will make sure that you're added to all future global webinar days. So thanks again for joining us. I'll leave the session open here for about another 30 seconds or so if someone wants to log in a last-minute question. Feel free to do so. Otherwise, we will go ahead and close up the session. So we'll just pause here just for a moment. Yeah, I'm not seeing any other last-minute questions, gentlemen. So, okay, folks, we'll go ahead and formally say goodbye. Again, thanks for joining us today. Bye now.